Why does it feel so cold inside my heart tonight? Be my man is what she said. It's not just the wind that's moving round tonight, but quick and clean don't make it right.
Ant and I are on our way out to go detecting, but we've stopped in on the way where we're going past because I want to show you two puddlers. This first puddler here, it's only small, but you can see the circle goes right around there. And there's two things about it. There's no hole, no centre shaft hole, and the reason for that is it's just a hand puddler. The bloke has worked this by himself, or the men. They brought the wash up from the gully, put it in here, used the water race to fill it, and then got in here with their sloop forks and slooped all the stones out. But it hasn't been stones so much as they've chopped it with the shovel, because their problem was over there where they surfaced a big patch, and then when they cleaned up, there were lots of patches that were hills and hummocks of real thick, hard dirt. And when they used the water to sluice it, the water just rode over the top of it, and they had to keep breaking it up to get the water to free the gold. So what they've done is, after they've sluiced it, they've gone around with their barrow and cleaned up every area that didn't wash properly, brought it over here, put it in with the shovels, chopped it up. So this one has almost been a disposable puddler. They've only used it probably for a week while they've done their final clean-up. And there's two reasons you can tell that is, one, there's very little stone on the outside, and two is where they've let the water out. And this is where they let the water out. You can't see it now, but this is where they've let the water out. It wasn't a big show. So bugger all stone on the outside, let the water out, very little runoff from it. So it's only been used for a short time. Now I've dished the bottom of this puddle to see if there's much colour in it. I washed 3 dishes and there was only one colour. And before you get excited about me interfering with puddlers, I've got a head that's worn out 2 bodies, so I've been detecting for a fair while, and this was before the Heritage Act came in. The Heritage Act says you can't interfere with, dig on, or detect on or near, or within 30 metres of a puddler. So don't get excited and say you shouldn't have dished the bottom, because that was when I had a black hairy chest and I was a young bloke having a go. So that's the story of this puddler. The other, I'm going to take you up and show you another puddle now, which is just as interesting. But Ant, you show them. And that's the sort of wash they were on, the quartz wash. But it was encased in hard dirt. And the reason I know it was encased in hard dirt, the little bits I've detected here were all in hard little bits like wrist holes. When you break them up, there'll be 2 or 3 little colours in them. Right now, we're going to go up the other puddle and show you that. It's about half a mile up.
Cheers.
I'm standing in the middle of our second puddler, and this magnificent beast, this has been a bigger show. Look how much wash has come out of it. All that wash stone, right all the way around, and a bit in the centre as well. And it's been worked in a different way. The bigger ones that are lined, they were worked with an arm across, and the horse would plod around the side. They'd have a centre hole, shaft across here, and a horse would keep continually walking around. But this one hasn't been worked like that. This one's been worked by men with sluice forks, but also a horse. And the reason for that is, the bloke that was working this claim, or the party that were working this claim, they didn't have access to the horse. The bloke that was using the puddler in the notes, he was getting the local farmer to come in and drag the harrow around for him. So they'd work their wash, and then when they got a big load, they'd ask the farmer to come in. They'd have all their wash ready, and he'd lead the horse round, have collar, hames, swingle tree. He'd lead the horse around outside on an offset bar on an offset swingle tree and drag the harrow around and then go home. So he was effectively working for a couple of hours. The bigger ones, the ones that are lined and have the shaft across the centre, they were for the leads, you know, where they'd gone into find the buried streams under the hills. They'd bring it back out of the tunnel, put the wash in out of the buckets into the puddler, and the horse would automatically take off and walk around. That was his job. He was there all day. But this one, they virtually had a contract bloke doing it for them. Now, I've detected a lot of puddlers, and I just touched on it before. This was before the Heritage Act come in. So I'll tell you how to find gold on a puddler, and then if you've got access to a time machine, this is what you do when you find a puddler. We don't touch puddlers, we're not allowed to touch puddlers. This is how you find gold. First place you look is in the puddle and stones. Is in the stones that have been thrown out, because if you look at the various stones, there's every type of stone here, and one of those could easily be a little bit of specimen, or have a little bit of conglomerate, or simply when they've used the sluice and fork, they've sluiced out a big heap of stones like that, and there's been a little bit of gold stuck on it like that. You can imagine that's 2 stones there. You imagine a little bit of gold stuck in that. So, if you're going back in time, detect the outside. In here is where the gold was. We know there was gold in here. And I got a really nice bit one day, and it was right in the dirt. And what I suspected happened, it was a bigger puddler than this. When the harrow came around, the point of the harrow has caught the piece of gold and jammed it into the ground. And when they've cleaned up the bottom, it's been that far below the ground instead of being on the actual bottom, because this one wasn't lined. And so check the bottom. There's 2 other spots that you'll find gold. One is where they let the water out. This is where they let the water out. And what they often do when they because that's a big pool of water, it's almost like a small dam. They use the water, again, they have a sluice box down here. You see this pile of stones here? See this big pile of stones? That's all wash stones, and they've had a box here. They've used the water that's come out of the puddler and used that water. They didn't want to waste their water. They've waited till they've given it that distance to clear, and then it's the same all the way down. There's another pile of stones there with it, which is exactly the same thing with it. They've used the box to wash stones. And the last way of finding gold around a puddler is look for anywhere that might have been stacked. So you say you're waiting on the bloke to bring the harrows. The mates are down there bringing barrow loads up. You can't choke the puddler, you can't put it all in. So he says, oh, just drop it there to the left and we'll do it later. So there's gold that's been on the ground, they've shoveled it up again, and there might be bits that they've left, or they've put a stack of wash dirt up, they've rushed off somewhere else, or they haven't got the water and it's stayed there until you've come along. So, just briefly, you're not allowed to detect on puddlers, you're not allowed 30 metres, you're not allowed to interfere with them, dig on them, but if you steal a sheep, only you and the sheep should know. So if you detect a puddler, only you and the puddler should know. Right, we're going to where we're going to detect it. Let's get into it.
Alright, so we're on our way out and we're heading up to where we're going to detect today, and we're just driving past and Glenn yells out to me, hey, check this out. And big pile of stones here, which is an old hut, and probably where the chimney was, right here. And interestingly enough, there's another pile of stones very close by, only a couple of meters here. Looks like either another hut or a second chimney. So yeah, we're gonna have a little relic hunt around here, and I'm gonna detect around this one, around these huts, and Glenn spotted some more stones across the gully, so he's gonna go check that one out. So we've got 3 huts in the vicinity, hoping to get a few nice relics. We'll see what we can come up with, and then head off and try and chase some gold.
And this is our first trip out since our last video.
Yeah.
And the reason that we haven't been out for a while is that Ant got COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately. I've still got the COVID cough.
And when I found out that Ant had COVID, I was surprised how concerned I was. I was anxious, I was frightened, I was worried, but I didn't develop any of the symptoms, so it worked out all right. And apparently Ant pulled through because I didn't bother contacting him for 3 weeks. And now, apart from a slight cough, Ant survived as well. So
yes,
as long as he doesn't bore me with the details of it today, it's going to be a win-win. Right now, I'm going to the other side, Ant's going here.
And you forgot to tell him why we didn't go out last weekend, because I was good to go last weekend, but Glenn had a birthday and forgot to invite me to his party, you know.
No,
That's all right. That's all right.
There was a strict criteria to my party, and it was only women who liked me and were willing to hug me. So I held it at an outside venue, and let me tell you, that phone box would have got pretty crowded if there'd been another couple of women in there. Well, we're going to make a start.
Let's do it. I've come across the other side of the gully to where Glenn was detecting, on the very far side of the gully where probably nobody's ever been. And this is the chimney of the hut where he's detecting. And he called me over because he got a nice signal.
Yeah, and it's a slasher of a chimney. Look, have a look inside it here. It's very, very well made. It's not just been put together a few stones. It's been, they used the clay like mortise and they've built it up. It's been a ripper of a chimney. The bloke that built this knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And also he was in here for the long haul, because you don't knock that up as if you're only going to be here for a couple of months. He was here for probably a year or two. So I dug a few rubbish signals in here on the chimney. Dug a signal here. I've had it out in my hand, but I'll just show you there. I jumped my hand back because I thought it was a bloody centipede when I first saw it. But it's a snake buckle, and it's part of a snake buckle. So a snake buckle, as I said before, has a ring on there and another ring here with a slide on it, and it pulls up and you adjust it and it hooks in like that. But the interesting thing about this one is it's got a swan's head on it. It's not a snake buckle, it's got a swan's head. I don't know how good the detail is. So there's the swan's head there,
Yeah, you can.
and there. So it's exactly the same style as the snake buckle. It's got a swan's head. And when we were detecting with Graham and I found a snake, this part of the snake buckle, Graham said, oh yeah, I found one with a swan's head. So when I went home, I looked up snake buckles and I also read the bit about swan's head. And the significance of the swan's head is, in England, all the swans belong to the Queen. It's traditional that the swans belong to the Queen. So the swan is a symbol of royalty. So this is allegiance to the Queen. So it's quite possible that this was off some sort of former trooper's belt or some sort of army belt, or someone that had allegiance to the Queen, you know, with that. But it may have just been the fashion at the time as well. But so that's our first relic for the day. We haven't even looked we haven't even looked for gold yet. But when I saw the two chimneys on the other side, I decoyed Ant over there, came to the clearly better spot. And strangely, there's heaps of signals here. We won't stick it at too long because I want to go down the bottom where I've got gold before. But that's our first hit for the day, and it's a nice little hit as well.
Very nice.
So snake buckle, but in the style of a swan.
Beautiful.
Good on you, Ant.
Good one, mate. Cheers.
We'd come further along the bank. I had a bit of a wander. Ant's been up there detecting one. And this is another hut. And the bloke that built this, he wants to be bloody proud of himself, because just lifting these stones was a
Big, aren't
full-time
they?
effort.
Jesus.
So it's fallen in on itself, but this is the wall where the fire was, and it's run out like that, and it's been a hell of an effort. So there's a fair few signals around it. Ant came down with me, and he's landed a signal here, and we've marked it. Ant's got a pocket full of steel from the various signals he's dug. He's marked one here, and I'm going to film him digging it. So Ant, if you give me your camera. So this is where it is. Ant reckons it's non-ferrous, and I've had a listen to it. It's a big broad signal. It's something. No. The reason we're filming this one is we've dug a lot of steel since I managed to land that swan buckle. But this one sounds better. It's not flanging out like the nails do. And you've got to dig a lot of rubbish if you want to find it, because the rubbish could be mixed in, the good ones can be mixed in with the rubbish as well. And that's not to say that this is not a bit of lead he's melted on the fire or anything, you know, but we've decided to film a bit more today, so it gives us a good chance to get started. We haven't tried for gold yet. We're still not in there. You hesitate there, Ant. You happy or you're not?
Oh, it's a big signal. She's
Yeah,
screaming.
it is a big signal. And with the boosters, as I said last week, they'll blank out a little bit more so than the ordinary 5000.
Oh, there it is.
You got him already?
Look at that coin.
Oh, coin, 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 coin.
Jeez, I wish I had my little squirty bottle. What is it? It's a bit shy. I reckon it's gonna
Halfpenny, is
be.
it?
Oh Jesus! No, I got no idea. I need some water. We'll have to go back to the car and get some water.
Oh, good effort, mate.
But yeah, that's a nice little coin.
Jeez, it was
No, don't know what it is yet,
Yeah.
but
Can't see a date.
nah.
Take a photo of it with your phone off camera and then expand it, and you can usually pluck out the date.
Actually, I think it's going to be 1862.
1862.
Britannia.
1862. So the gold rush started in 1851. That ties in nicely. So an English halfpenny, you're saying?
I think so.
What'd you say? That was 1862.
62, yeah.
So the
It's got
coin was.
Victoria.
So the bloke that was building that hut over there, he's come out here and he's dropped his English halfpenny. And that would have been a bad enough blow to him. It'd be like bloody dropping a 50. It'd be like.
Can you see it? A bit better now? Or?
You hold your hand still. Oh, not if people have got the same eyesight as me, they can't see that bugger all, mate. No, it just looks like a copper disc. You can see markings on it, but it'll clean up well.
Yeah, we'll clean it up and we'll give you another look.
Good work. And just have a look at that hut.
days.
Like, bloody hats off to the blokes, that young blokes that built that hut, because it couldn't have been old men to lift those bloody stones. Bad luck you losing your halfpennies, boys, but there's
got
Ian.
it.
He'll put it into his collection. Good boy.
Cheers,
That's
mate.
a good photo too, mate.
Thank you.
There it is.
What is it?
Bit of sink.
Yeah. On to the gold.
Under the gold. Ant and I have shifted spots and we're actually on the gold. Early this morning we chased a few relics and we did well enough. I got the swan type snake buckle and Ant got an 1862 English halfpenny. And now we're chasing gold and this is our first signal. We're only about 10 minutes into this gully. I've got gold here before, which is why we're filming this signal. And also, just to let you know where we are in the day, it's no good saying we started off in the morning and then 3:30 saying, oh yeah, we're going to film this signal. So it's about 11 o'clock.
Just that smoko and now we're on to the gold.
So
See if we can't
we don't.
turn this into a little bit of colour.
We're not. Sometimes you can dig a signal on. This pile of stones we're on, we're not on. It's not in the clay bedrock or in the clay or in the bedrock. It's actually on a throw-out pile from this gully that's been washed behind me. But that's not to say that it can't be something. I mean, all the stone that's thrown out day after day.
Stone's still in there.
So I'll take the punt and open my hole up a little bit. It'll be a bloody fluke if it is a bit of gold because it's the first signal that we found in the gully. We were just deciding.
Glenn sent me up further up the gully and Glenn said, oh, I'll check out this spot. If this is a bit of gold, I'm going to strangle you.
Gotta be careful because, as I said, he's in a pile of stones. So if it is a little bit of gold that's come out on this white pipe clay, I don't want to dislodge him and drop him way down below. That didn't sound too promising. We'll see where he is.
No, not somewhere.
right there.
Oh, that's it, yep, I reckon. That doesn't do it.
I don't want to chase him down. Keep chasing him.
Have you got him?
Got him, yeah. No, there he is.
Bugger.
No, I want him to turn gold, but he's a bit of rust. Anyhow, good news is, signal that small, still here. Could easily been a bit of gold still here.
Definitely. Yeah, well,
Right,
next
thumbs
one,
down, Ant.
Alright, we're rock and rolling.
Right, we've driven to the bottom of a big gully, and the reason we drove right to the bottom of it, or the end of it, is because it's easy to start from the top and work down. So we're in Ant's car, so we were able to take a few risks. And we've gone right to the bottom and we're working our way up. Ant's landed a signal here. We haven't had much to film, but this one doesn't sound too bad. And it's in a likely spot because it's between these two big stones that could have trapped it when the gully was being flooded. And when I say flooded, I mean floods of 20, 30, 40 metres deep, not the floods we, sorry if you're in Queensland, not the floods that you're used to. So big floods come through, may have lifted gold up thousands of years ago, if not millions of years ago, and lifted what could be a piece of gold up between these stones. So this bloke here,
Fingers crossed, fingers and toes.
Get there. And I'm not really going for the artistic shot here, I'm just laying on the ground and it's easier for me to get it. I'll get in nice and tight. There's not a big signal too, which we like we realise that there's a lot more small gold than big gold, so if the signal stays small and it's the first bit you're trying for the day, different if you've got 4 bits and you're in the middle of where you think there might be a bit, you want the signals to be big. Reckon he's moving the dirt or still in the ground, mate?
No, I reckon it might be out.
Shift all that dirt out and see what happens. Probably better if he's still in there, because it's a good little spot too.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a nice little trap, isn't it?
yeah, it is so. If he's still in that solid ground, it'll be better still.
Yep, it is.
You're closer to him anyhow.
Yep, it's starting to sound even better, isn't it?
Just run your coil over there now, make sure I haven't scraped him out, mate.
It's
In there
right
somewhere.
in here.
Yep. Getting more optimistic all the time, unless he's a bit of lead, but he still sounds all right. And in this sort of practically undisturbed ground, or what appears to be undisturbed ground, I'll get in real close in a minute. Be a feather in my cap if I say, there he is. I might just say it anyhow. Oh, there he is, I can see him.
You can see him?
No, I'm only bullshitting. Of course I couldn't see it. I was just going the early crow.
Well, we know it's over here in this pile now. You're aware.
Call back here, mate. So he's nice and heavy because he's gone straight to the bottom.
Alright.
Oh, here's my chance to shine.
Ready? There, there it is.
There he is.
Wow, dropped right out of my hand.
Ah,
Look
nice
at
bit of
that.
gold. Pick him off, mate, so I can get a good shot of him.
That is a nice bit. Look at
There
that.
he is. Good work, Ant.
Wowee.
Good work. Well, we're away. Nice
Look
little
at the
flat bed.
colour.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's what you like about the gold around here. It comes out nice and bright.
Yep. Yeah.
Good work, mate.
Cheers,
There
buddy.
he is.
Very nice.
Ant's having a bloody ball terror.
Oh, unbelievable.
Have that little hole there, and I'll get back a little bit so you can see the sort of ground that we're on. See, there's the man himself. But see this rise here, see these ridges of stone that's been pushed sideways. When the water's come down that gully, they've hit these, and they've been like a natural trap. So anything that's travelled low in the water, and gold obviously has got a specific gravity much heavier than water. 19.3 times a piece of gold is heavier than the same amount of water. He's dropped out, stayed in there for a million years. This bloke who's only a useful 34 has come along.
Come check it out now. Put a bit of spit shine on it. Sun's sticking out. Look at
Look
that.
at that.
Looks like it's already been through the
Yeah.
bloody ultrasonic cleaner.
Hold him
Gorgeous.
sideways in your hands, mate. I don't think the camera's doing justice to him.
Hang on a sec. I'll get my moisturised hands out of these gloves.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at these hands. Yeah,
Can you see it?
you can see it all right, mate.
Oh
you
yeah,
rip it,
look at that.
Look at
Gorgeous.
those lovely hands. Well, mate, give us a big thumbs up.
Yes.
Good work. Good work.
Cheers, mate.
That's your first for the day.
Let's get some more.
I was working down the gully, and I noticed behind me, behind Ant, I'll get Ant to put the camera on it. There was they'd taken all the dirt out, and the same up above me, and I thought, they must have got gold here. But what they're actually doing was building a dam wall. They took all the dirt back to bedrock, all the yellow clay, put it up there, and it's the same across the other side. You can't see the line of it as easily because it's behind those trees. But they built a dam across the gully because they wanted to sluice the ground below us. So they were trapping the water. And the way they trapped it, they built a dam. When they were building it, they put a hollow log in about that big right down the bottom. Then they put a branch, stick a branch all the way up it. So they stick a branch up it like that. And they'd have, on this end, they'd have a big hunk of like an old coat or rags or whatever. So when the water came into it, when they wanted to shut the water off, they'd pull the branch back down in through the hollow log. All that coat would come in, fill up with water, and then it would block the pipe. So then the dam would fill up. And whenever they wanted to use the water, they'd push the log back up, they'd push the coat or rags back out of the way and let the water come through. So they'd had the water banked up all the way up this gully. You know, they'd have thousands and thousands, possibly a megalitre of bloody water at their disposal, and they'd simply turn it on and off by pushing the branch in and out like that. So they were clever fellas, the blokes that used the water, and the reason they used the water so much in Darstford, high rainfall area, steep country, it was easy to build catchment, and when they had the catchment, so they had plenty of water at their disposal, and water, they used to call water the water brothers. They'd say, I'll get the water brothers to help me, because water could work all day, nice and strong, and do the work of 10 men. So you need water for dishing, boxes, cradles, puddlers, everything, the hydraulic sluicing, ground sluicing. So water was very important, and that's how they trapped it and used it. So the poor bloke that dug this dam, and he dug it pick and shovel, or men dug it pick and shovel. There was no bobcats or anything like that. And I get over there in the gully and we knock up digging 4 or 5 signals. There's his little hut, his chimney hut up there. This is where the bloke lived. Down there is where he controlled the water, and down there is where his claim was. So of a morning, if he wanted to turn the water on, hop out of the bedclothes, push that log up, turn the water on, go down and work his claim. When he wanted to turn the water off, push the log back and turn the water off. Or pull the log towards him rather and turn the water off.
Lock him off.
So a tricky sort of a thing. And the reason I did that bit is Ant's found a bit of gold. I haven't found any more gold. So I've got to give you something. We're going for lunch.
That's it.
Good on you, Ant.
Cheers, mate.
I called Ant down to film me digging in a signal. And I have to be very careful when I do call him that I actually got a signal, because with the booster on, listen to this. Yeah, that's just a big bit of sort of ugly mud and compacted stone. It's nothing at all. It's only giving a signal through the booster because it's red. So I've taken a bit off the surface of this. It's a definite signal.
Definite.
And where it is in between the sandstone and the siltstone, very nice little spot. The trouble with this gully is there's so much silt and dirt and mud in the bottom of it, you've got to keep up on the flanks, up on that, so that when you dig a signal, it's only going to be 4 or 5 or 6 inches deep and not keep going forever and then be a big bit of hoop iron at 3'6". So it's not the greatest signal in the world, but definitely is a signal, which was, I didn't want Ant losing his sense of humour. It becomes, and we're in it, it's an ugly, bloody, dirty gully. It become 400 metres through rough scrub, and I said, oh no.
Chopped onto Glenn a couple of times.
It's only bloody ground noise.
But hopefully, with a bit of luck, this will turn
Yeah, well,
into a bit of
look,
yellow.
I'm keen to where it is.
Yeah. It's a move.
I might have pulled out, I just stand up.
That clayey ground. Yeah, looks like it's up there, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's better.
that crevice, yeah. That sounds
That's
good.
better.
You had me a bit worried.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried myself. I thought,
Where's it
look
going?
at that, bloody. It's will be ground noise. Now, if it's in this, if it's on that, you can. Got myself excited.
Yeah, I just, no.
If it's on that, you can bloody.
Alright, so
Better skull if it's on that. Righto,
good
man.
grab.
Oh, there it is.
Yes. Nice.
There she is.
Look at that.
I'll give you a bit more of a clean up.
That is it. Oh, that looks pretty good, Glenn.
Little green grasshopper.
Wow.
There he is. Flat, but he's all right.
He's very all right.
When I had a quiet chuckle myself when I got down on that, because you can bet he was sitting on that.
Yeah.
Don't you go hiding again, mate.
What do you reckon? Surely I... Oh, yeah.
Ew.
I thought you swallowed it.
I reckon 1.5.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, I reckon 1.5.
Give us a
Yeah.
gander. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And takes me to the lead in the gold stakes, I believe.
Oh, I reckon.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, that's very nice. That's
Good
at least
work,
a good and a
mate.
half, I reckon.
And that's what saying. If you put the camera on the bottom of the gully, you might dig a signal there and be 2'6" because it's full of silt and dirt. So you've got to keep up on the flanks.
Yep.
Look for the bedrock, because then you've got an idea where the base is. And the other thing is, this stone that's been laid on its side, like they originally when it's been formed, that's been flat. It's been tooled up like that. It makes the trap. It makes the trap for any water that comes in from the sides. Because gold hasn't been formed in this gully, it's come into this gully. So everything that floods down, that's a good stop for it. He fell back in there, and that's one for us.
Beautiful. Nice work, Glenn.
Good work, Ant.
What do we got here, Glenn?
we've got another hut for the day, and it's a day of huts because
It certainly is, isn't
I
it?
called you across because I wanted to take up there and show you a big hut. And here's one that we walk in on. And there's the chimney which we keep talking about. And I found a bit of gold just below this hut. And I said
Literally 20 metres away. There's the gully right there.
I said in a couple of videos ago, look for the huts and look below the huts. And if you've got any doubts that it is a hut, you can hear all
Signals everywhere.
they're all signals. So this is where they lived. Down there is where they thought was a rich spot. That was borne out by the bit that I reckon is probably 1.5 grams. So this is just a hut in about the 5th, 6th we've seen for the day.
Yeah.
And Anne will stop the tape in a minute. About another 100 metres up there, there's a bloody cracker that I want to show you, and as far as size goes. So we'll go up there and have a look.
Let's check it out.
We're at another hut, and this one's an absolute bloody cracker. The bloke that built this, he liked a good fireplace because you can see how well he's built it. He's edged the fire in around here, and then all those big stones he's carved up, they've over bloody 150 years or whatever, 170 years, have fallen back down. But this has been a big fireplace, which leads you to think there were probably four men in here. It's hard to see on the phone, I know, but it runs to here. It runs up to here, so you can see where they've cut out the dirt. So when I'm here at this end of the hut and the fire's way down there, if I'm the unlucky bloke, the fourth bloke that has to sleep up here, you want a nice warm bloody hut. So I'm going to give this a bit of a hit out for the relics. Ant and I had a bang up day. Ant's bloody even had the gloves off and to show you his gold. You've got to look at his nice, clean, soft hands.
Bonus.
Yeah, but I mean, I've got the body of a young woman. It's I keep it in the freezer at home. So we found a good hut here.
Yeah.
We're going to have a crack at it, and then we're going to go to another spot. But we're having a bit of a day out because Ant's got a bit of gold, I've got a bit of gold. We've both got a bang up relic.
Yep.
And we haven't finished yet. So
Yeah.
anyhow, I know it's all been about huts today, but the reason the huts are here is the miners were here, and the reason the miners were here is the gold was here.
That's it.
And these blokes have come from all over the world looking for gold in bloody pretty poor conditions as well. So hats off to them. Now we'll see what they've left and lost for us.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ant. I called Ant over to film me digging a signal at that hut we've just found. And if you're wondering if they really are huts, I just picked, while I was sitting on my haunches, I picked up these pieces of glass. So black beer glass or black whiskey glass, and some pushed up bottle of some sort of, I don't know, pickles bottle or something like that, or olive oil bottle. So men lived here. Anyhow, I got impatient and I dug the signal thinking he was going to be deep, and there he is. Classic 22 shell. Ah well, it's not all gold and bloody
Relics.
relics.
Tokens and sovereigns. And
Oh, as you can see, we're fair income.
that's it.
Righto, man.
Let's see what else you can come up
Bloody
with.
bastard. One thing you tend to do when you're looking for gold is go back where you found gold, and it's a good policy. So Ant and I came back to where we found a few bits one other time. We've got a couple of rake hoes and our picks, and we're going to clean up an area and then detect it and have a go. So it's not rocket science. You just got to make the ground level and flat, get all the sticks and leaves off, get the big logs off and the bigger stones, and then detect it. So we'll see how we're going. Surrounded by tools and hose, it's just like Saturday night for me. So we'll see how we go.
Cheers, mate.
We've been raking an area where we found a bit of gold on another trip. We've got a pretty average signal, but it's the first signal that we've got out of our raking, so we're going to film it anyhow. I'll be glad of a spell.
Yeah.
And Ant's digging it.
Let's see what turns up.
I'll get in a bit closer. We haven't dismissed it as being just being rubbish, because it's gave that little break, but since we've started using the boosters, we've been caught before with them just breaking off near the end. So we're content to dig it out. And it's 4 foot away from where we dug the piece of gold, so you know it's in the ballpark. It's not as though it's just another signal that you dig out in the barren country. It'll be a nice little pickup if it is a bit of gold.
Yeah, definitely.
Got a bit of time up our sleeves today. We started a fraction earlier today.
Watch out. Oh, what type of spider is that? You see him?
I saw him, yeah. That one at home saw him because I.
Alright, well he's out, whatever he is. And our spiders.
And just had an encounter with a spider half as big as his foot.
Oh, I don't know where it's gone now, but I hope it's away from me.
I was going to touch you with a bit of bark on the back of the neck.
Saw you coming from a mile away.
I was in the wrong spot. Who wouldn't have laughed at you giving a girlish scream though?
No doubt would have made for a good video.
yeah, everyone that's home just disappointed I didn't get away with it. I'm glad we got a signal. Anyone that's done this, you know, done raking or shifted logs or stones, you know, you realise that a signal is as good as a piece of gold sometimes, you know, because you've done the work you think you deserve something. There's bloody ants everywhere here.
Yeah, watch out.
They're not biting, but I can feel them crawling up the back of my shirt. And mosquitoes as well.
Yeah, I've been bitten, getting eaten alive.
On the edge of your coil around, mate, you might be able to pinpoint them. In that hand? No.
No.
That's your pick.
No, that's it. Oh, bloody pick. That's probably worth bloody. I still think it's here.
Right, well, it's a small thing, which is good.
It's got so much other stuff here too. On. I can see a swarm of
yes. The bastards, they'll have Japanese encephalitis next.
I keep moving it.
Yeah. Right, okay. We know where he is now. Tigers have mosquitoes are biting relentlessly now.
They are, aren't they?
It was in here that I chased that bloody other signal right around for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, it's my turn. Oh, here we go.
Good work.
Oh, it's in the hand.
Oh, well.
Oh!
It's not, is it?
It is.
You little ripper. You little
nice
beauty.
little bit of gold.
Well, Ant and I
Look at that.
both rolled our eyes, didn't we, mate? When it broke down?
Yeah,
we both thought.
Both thought, nah.
Oh, well, that's a good
Oh,
one.
I'm wrapped.
And we deserved that because we come in here and raked. As I said, we went back. I was just talking to a bloke about this the other day, how you keep going back to the places where you found gold and you, for some reason, you'll be able to trick out another little one. Well, that's a nice surprise, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good man. Good man.
Look at that.
There he is. Chased him around.
Yeah, it took me a bit, but we got there.
Little fellas, yeah.
Oh, very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with it too, because
good
it
effort.
bloody proves that what we're doing is worth doing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely.
That's great.
Happy days.
Good work, fella.
Cheers, mate.
I reckon that's worth a handshake.
That's a team effort right
Yeah.
there. I think you moved the logs over this side.
And this is what we're doing, look. See these logs here, we stacked the logs out of the way. All those logs are keeping you off the ground. All this leaf litter.
And we had detected here before.
Oh yeah, we've detected all over it. All this leaf litter,
That's what we're moving.
all these bigger stones, that's what we're moving. And we're just moving it back into the gully and working on the face of where we've, as I said, 4 foot below where we've got a bit, and then 4 foot the other way, Ant and I both got a bit out of the drain. So gold here, and we've proved the point. Well done, mate, thumbs up.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Righto, 2 things have happened since we saw you last. Ant went up to the ute and got some bloody insect repellent and put the mosquitoes on the run, which was bloody handy.
Yeah, they disappeared, which is good.
And then he's raked this area here and then plucked a signal out. I got 2 rubbish signals. We're taking a turnabout with the rakes and then detecting. Now, Ant's got a signal here that it's not huge, but it's nice and even.
Yep, worth a dig.
So
Gets
hopefully it'll turn into something. But
exactly.
when you know there's gold here,
And after a rake.
and after a rake, now I'm a bit worried though, because see what he's turned up there? It's all charcoal. And that charcoal will give it a signal in itself.
Doesn't it? Let's see if I can get through it.
If you get through it and it's still there, you'll be
Then
good.
we'll be
But
happy.
I think with the booster,
Oh Jesus, there's a lot of it.
yeah, I think that charcoal is the reason that it gave the signal. But we'll see how we go. And that's a lesson for anyone that doesn't realise that.
Oh,
Well, no,
still there.
yeah.
I mean, there's still charcoal too.
Yeah, but no, I
the
reckon
signal's
it's,
still there.
I reckon it's a little bit better.
Yep.
You keep fluctuating on the odds, Ant. 1 minute you're a bloody despised outsider, and the next minute we all want to be your buddies. If it goes up a fraction more, if it gives that little sharp sound,
Yeah. I'll just take a bit more out.
and you're
we'll,
through pretty well through the charcoal. If you can make it a signal now, a proper signal,
I'll be getting excited.
yeah, you will be. That's a proper signal, isn't it?
That's definitely a proper signal.
Right. Open your hole up a bit more, mate. I'll get in the viewing position.
All right, get the champagne out,
Yeah,
guys.
get yourself comfortable at home.
God, it's not that, is it?
Ant's, no, I don't think so. Ant's got the same disease as me. Every time he sees anything, the slightest bit yellow in the hole, and he's oh, that's it. Yeah, that's open it up, mate. Come up here a bit too,
Get this out the way.
so you can get the coil in flat. All we're doing is following in the footsteps of the old timers. This is where they worked the gully, and this is the dirt they worked. This is some of the dirt they either didn't work or they've taken out and thrown to one side, and that's where we've got the gold. And if Ant can get a signal in that sort of red soil there, he's bloody well on his way to getting a bit of gold.
Maybe I need to take more off here.
Yep.
Get in there a bit more.
Blanking out a bit, but we're not losing hope because we've proven with these boosters, with these external speakers, that they will blank out a bit.
Yep.
There he's looking.
I'm still happy.
He's working like a bloody beaver.
Yeah, it's getting the sweat up. That's all right. Good exercise.
You may or may not realise from Ant's hands that he doesn't earn his living splitting rocks down the quarry. So, so this is hard
one
work
and
for
only
him.
form of exercise.
This is his exercise.
Yeah. All right. See how we go.
Yeah.
All right, around there.
I reckon you're going to have to open a bloody big hole up, mate.
A bit more, huh?
Yeah, right up there so that you can pinpoint him a bit more. And as I'm not swinging the pick,
You just
I'll just direct, just point. But this is all part of the fun, and we got a good day for today. It was supposed to be warm today, and it's not a bad day at all.
Ah, it's great. A few showers on the way here, but
We've done all right. We've got 3 pieces of gold and 2, a penny and a halfpenny, an English halfpenny, and a swan snake belt. We've had a good day.
yeah, a ripper day.
Golden relics.
Yep.
We've had a really good day and a lot of fun. We've had a bit of tucker and told a few lies and had a few jokes. Well, I told the lies. They're all based on truth. All my stories are based on truth.
Alright, Glenn, where is she? There? Got a...
Just to the left of the sticker, I reckon, mate.
Yep.
And that's what I said with the booster last week. It seems to go up just as it goes past the signal. That's why you have trouble pinpointing when you're trying to get it in your hand. Did you hesitate at that yellow?
I did.
I'll tell you what, if it is a bit of gold, it'll be an interesting little find.
Well, we're getting pretty deep now.
Yeah, and you're getting in the right ground too. You're getting through the rubbish. This will be a bloody really historic moment. Keep seeing it.
Yeah. Alright. What about now?
What's your pick over there?
Oh, no, I think it's out.
Good work.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. It's in the hand.
Alright. Split her up and...
Split her up?
I reckon it's big enough to split up, just keep splitting it.
I actually think I saw it. Alright, it's in here somewhere. God, I can't see anything.
Can't see anything yellow.
No, that's a worry.
There he is, I reckon. That.
Oh, you're kidding!
I reckon.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's a boot tack, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a boot tack out of the miner's boot.
Oh God.
Now, people ask us why we use the double Ds. It's a question we get a lot. And there's the reason. See that hole there in red dirt? That's a pretty good get, you know, to get that little target at that depth.
And
that's why we use the
40
double
centimetres.
Ds. We know we're missing small gold. The blokes with the monos are getting small gold. We rarely get much lead shot, the little tiny shot, and that's why, because we're using the double Ds. But we like the double Ds because they're stable and you can get the slightly deeper. But that's just a matter of choice. You go in a metal detection shop and there'll be 30 different coils hanging up, and what was everybody's favourite coil last year will be hanging there at half the price. So don't get beat out of shape and think you need 6 coils. Just do what you do and enjoy it.
That's it.
Righto, Ant, thumbs down, mate.
Yeah, that one definitely comes down.
Righto, we've had a pretty good day. We started off, that was our first find for the day. It's a snake belt, but it's got two swans heads on it, and the detail on it is really good. You can almost see there now, I've had a look at it. It's like the shape of a crown just there, which ties in nicely with what I was saying. See how on either side, it's like 2 little crowns. Of what I was saying about the swans belonging to the Queen of England and being a symbol of the crown. So our snake belt. Then Ant plucked one out, a 1962 halfpenny at another hut site we're at, and it'll clean up well. I know you say, oh, don't clean it up, but you're going to need to clean that up to see any detail on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
So then Ant got a little bit of gold, then I got a better bit, and then Ant got another bit. So we're having the all-important weigh-in, and I know that Ant's the crowd favourite. People want to see me get beaten. And,
the underdog.
and the fact the poor little fella's recovering from COVID. That's only the second time he's coughed today, folks. But I got out of a sick bed to come here this morning as well. Josie was crook, so it's not the only one with hardship. Anyhow, here's my little bit of gold.
Right, let's turn this baby on. Make sure it's on 0. Yep. All right, go for it, Ben.
So this is mine. I tipped 1.5 grams. He's very thin, but I'm sticking.
I was saying 0.6, but
1.6.
yeah, that's what I reckon. Yeah.
1.18. He's weighting a bit light,
1.18, yeah.
which opens the door for Ant. I'll put him up there with our other treasures.
All right.
Right out, Ant.
Put him on.
I'll start with the small one.
All right.
What you reckon?
Yeah. Go for it. That's the smallest one.
This is the smallest one. He's nice, chunky little fire.
Ooh,
oh, shit.
0.6.
Will you have a look at that?
0.6.
Have a look at that. There's no size to him.
No.
Straight away, he's 0.6. I'll just interrupt you there, Ant. So, 1.18 is what we're trying to beat.
Yeah.
Ant's 0.6.
0.6
Right, so
the second one.
1.18. We ready for our second bit?
Let's go, guys.
Oh,
Yes.
2 weeks in a row. Good work.
Oh, done it.
We'll call it 1.3.
1.3.
Jeez, Ant, you're killing me. No wonder a man's grey.
2 weeks in a row.
Good work, Ant.
Thanks, mate.
So all up,
Look at that.
that's not bad.
2.5 grams. Very happy with that.
And then here's a good photo. I won't put him on the scales. I'll turn him off. So there's our
Haul for the day.
There's our day's work out the bush.
Beautiful.
How's the weight of this little fella?
Yeah,
Just goes to show
unbelievable.
if they're chunky, they'll bloody way up.
Beautiful. Bang up day, Glenn.
Good on you,
Thank very
Ant.
much.
Well
Cheers.
done.
See you next time.
Rightio, so that, as I said, that's our last video since we went out, 3 weeks since we went out.
Yep.
Hope you enjoy it. Keep the comments coming.
Thanks,
A
guys.
shout out to a schoolmate of mine. My daughter crossed paths with him during the week, called Alistair Grant. He's a bloody great bloke. He's terrible good on the gold. His whole family are good on the gold. And Lyndall, who's interested in relics, said to him, "Do you ever have much luck in the relics?" And he said, "Oh, not really," he said. "But we have found a sovereign and a half sovereign." So good on you, Granny. Nice to hear from you. As always, you upped me. But well done, and we've had a good day. Graham, our mate, he sent me a photo and a text. He found one 6 grams today, nearly 6.5. So people are finding it, but if you're not finding anything, neither are we plenty of days as well. So don't panic, just keep at it.
That's it.
Thanks
Keep
for
at it,
watching.
guys.
From all out from Ant and Glenn. Cheers.